I'm gonna be super honest with you guys. I avoid controversial issues because they're controversial. If I weigh in on something and have a bad take, you guys won't be friends with me anymore. And that's my greatest fear. But now that my platform has grown, this is the burden I carry. So I'm going to be brave. Because the truth is I was more than a little terrified to interview Platner. Because you know, the whole thing with his tattoo. What if he said something problematic? What if we caught him saying something that wasn't true? And we had to choose if we were going to publish it or not. Those are controversial things and that's scary. So we went through it anyway. And in the process, I realized something. I am glad Platner ran. Not because of anything to do with him or the legitimate concerns Maine voters have. Because for my entire life, we have said things like we need more people from outside politics to be in politics. But there is a reason why the people in politics are the people in politics. It's been in their blood since they were kids. They've been vetted 1,000 times over since high school. But those people who live a regular life and then get into politics, they're just like you and me. They've done stupid things when they were drunk. They've made mistakes. Maybe they were just worse people at some point because they haven't subjected themselves to the same level of scrutiny as one of those high school debater types who craves running for president someday. I'm glad Platner's in the race because it's forcing us to recognize what it looks and feels like when somebody from outside of politics comes into politics. So setting aside Platner himself, I'm glad we've ripped off the band-aid and we are getting a brutal look at what it feels like to throw our support behind somebody who may have lived a messy, imperfect life. Because Republicans figured this out a long time ago. They sold their souls for Trump and for better or worse, it worked. Democrats didn't even learn our own lesson. Both Clinton and Obama came from well outside of the Beltway. In terms of power and influence, they were by far the two most successful Democrats in the past 30 years. So while I don't know if Platner's going to win, and I don't know how I would vote if I lived in Maine, what I do know is I'm glad we're having the conversation now, so we don't have to have it in 26 and 28.